YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to you with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're going to talk about how the Minnesota Timberwolves ended up beating the Dallas Mavericks 122 to 111. The Timberwolves are 35 and 22 now and 20 and 10 at home. They won the season series because they already have a 3-0 lead. They play the Mavericks again, but it doesn't matter if the Mavericks win or lose that one because it will still be 3-0 or 4-0, and that means the Wolves won it already. The Mavericks go to 19 and 36 and 5 and 20 on the road. Minnesota won the first quarter 40 to 25, but they lost the second quarter 30 to 29. In the third quarter 31 to 27, but they won the fourth quarter 26 to 23. This game was a lot closer than it was supposed to be. I feel like the Minnesota Timberwolves just didn't have the killer instinct throughout this game. And that's why the difference was Anthony Edwards, because he can carry the team. He can make tough shots. He can put the team on his back. And the Mavericks just didn't have a guy that could do that. So it was close. They either missed a free throw or they just couldn't score enough to take the lead or get a good shot to be able to take the lead. And even when they did, they just couldn't knock it down as good as a star can. And now you're starting to see why guys and teams love the go-to guy, because you can play off of them or they can get their own. And the Mavericks desperately needed something like that to be able to win this one, and they just didn't have it. Chris Middleton, 30 minutes. He had 18 points. He went 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He kept trying to take jump shots. He drove a couple times, didn't always get the results that he wanted, but he still was good. For his age and for what you're wanting from him, he gave you also 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal, 3 offensive boards. He only committed 1 personal foul in 30 minutes. He did have 2 turnovers, though, and he did have a personal foul, but a good game from him. Not great, not amazing, but he was good enough for what you should expect from him. -7 plus minus, though. Daniel Gafford, 24 minutes. He was the only starter to not score in double figures in points because he finished with 8. But he did go 4-7 from the field. If he's not laying it in or dunking, he's not going to really do too much for you on the offensive end. But he did have 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. He can put some pressure on you when you're coming at him, and he can make you make some difficult decisions. But other than that, he did have 4 personal fouls to go along with those defensive stats. He also had 1 offensive board and 1 turnover, and was a -6 and plus minus. He did a lot for the team, but they honestly need him to do a little bit more. PJ Washington, 36 minutes for him, 12 points. He was 5 of 17 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 0 of 2 from the free throw line. He was just missing easy shot after easy shot in this one, and then he didn't make his free throws when they needed them. Just a game where you just look at it and say, what can you do for us in this game? And he wasn't the only player that played like that offensively tonight, but he still did finish with a double-double because he had 12 boards. He also had 2 assists and no turnovers. He had 2 steals, 3 offensive rebounds out of the 12, and had 4 personal fouls. Was a +3 and plus minus. You just wish he made more shots in this game. And they did need him to do that. And Najee Marshall is the same. He's one of their better offensive players, but he finished 5 of 16 from the field. That's just not good enough. That's just not going to cut it, especially when you have other starters that's not as efficient either in this game. But he did have 15 points and played 33 minutes. He also was 0 of 4 from 3 and 5 of 7 from the free throw line. He did have 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 turnovers and 3 steals. So he was trying to do what he can. He kept getting to the free throw line. So he was trying to find other ways to score when that's all you can really try to do anyway. 2 personal fouls and a +1 and plus minus. And Tyus Jones, he kept getting wide open looks, and he made a lot of them. So you had to be happy with that at least. 26 minutes, 13 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 1 rebound, 6 assists. He ended up having the most assists on the team, but he also had no turnovers. So he was just trying to make the right decision and just doing that with precision. And he can do that. And he did it in this one. 1 offensive board, 1 personal foul, and a +11 and plus minus. Caleb Martin, 15 minutes, 4 points. He went 1 of 2 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, and 2 steals. The 2 steals actually was the most off the bench. And He was trying to compete as well as he could defensively, but he didn't take a lot of shots offensively either. He was passive, and he wasn't really looking to score in this one. Two personal fouls, was a minus 16 and plus minus. And Marvin Bagley, he was active. He was working hard. He was playing hard. And this one, he played 24 minutes and had 15 points and was 5 and 9 shooting from the field. A lot of shots close to the rim, but he also took two threes and went 1 and 2 from the 3 point line. He also went 4 4 from the free throw line and had 13 boards. That's something that they did need in this one, and he supplied it for them. He also had one turnover in the block, seven offensive rebound, one personal foul, and a -5 and plus minus. Klay Thompson played the most minutes off the bench, which was 28. He had 11 points. He went 4 of 12 from the field, 3 of 9 from three. He had some good looks, but he also showed how hard it is to create separation, to get a good look. He was able to make some tough ones. He also missed some because he couldn't really dribble and he couldn't really get the space that he needed. He even got an offensive foul for trying to do it. It can be tough. It can be frustrating. It can be hard and difficult, but that's what the defense is supposed to make it because they want to beat you and they want to get the advantage by getting a turnover or a miss or even, an offensive foul on you. Two assists, one turnover, one steal for him also, and two personal fouls. He was a minus 23 and plus minus. Brandon Williams, 18 minutes, 13 points, 4 of 8 from the field or 1 from 3, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. He can score the basketball. He did the best he could with the floaters, the layups, and the jump shots. But just wasn't enough for the team. But it was good, to have three guys off the bench scoring double figures in points and help in other ways too. But he did. Brandon Williams also had one rebound, 4 assists, and two turnovers. The 4 assists was the most off the bench. He also had one personal foul and was a minus 15 and plus minus. AJ Johnson, 5 minutes, 2 points. He went 1 of 2 from the field, got his only turnover, and he also had no personal fouls and finished as a +2 and plus minus. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves, you look at the talent that they have, and you wonder, like, why do they always have so much trouble with teams that have less talent and teams that they should be blowing out? They don't dominate enough, is basically what I'm saying. And even in this game, it was like, you should be winning. You should be winning. Is you going to blow it? Is you going to let them come back and make a run and beat you? And the Mavericks, like I said, couldn't make their free throws. They couldn't make enough shots to be able to win. They couldn't do it consistently enough, and the Timberwolves won because of that. And it's mainly because they have Anthony Edwards, who stepped up and made the tough ones and made it look easy from time to time, too. He finished with 40 points. He had to play 38 minutes to get them this win. He also went 16 to 30 from the field. He went 5 of 13 from three, 3 or 4 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 turnovers, and a steal. He also had one offensive rebound, two personal fouls, and a +17 and plus minus. His shot making ability is just amazing. That's why he was the number one pick, and he's showing you that putting in the time, putting in the work, and just continuing to improve and have counters just helps you out tremendously as a scorer. And he proved that tonight, even though he did take some tough ones, he also made some too. Julius Randle couldn't do the same in this one. He played 29 minutes. He had 13 points. He had shot 4 of 16 from the field and 1 of 4 from three. So he missed a lot of shots that he could usually make, and it just wasn't working for him in this one. And some of them, he just had the space, he had the room. He just didn't have the touch to put them in the basket. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, and a steal. 3 offensive rebounds out of the 5, which is the majority of them. 3 personal fouls and a +8 and plus minus. Jaden McDaniels was the same. He went 3 of 11 from the field and 1 of 4 from three. He could not make a shot either, even if it was open, even if it was a drive. He also missed a free throw, which was his only one. He also did have 8 boards, 5 assists, and 6 turnovers. That's a lot of turnovers for a guy that doesn't really dribble or handle the ball too much throughout the game. But he also did get 2 steals in the block, 4 personal fouls, and was a +1 and plus minus. Gobert, he was sloppy with the hands and he got fouled a lot in this game, but he did have a great performance. 22 points, 17 rebounds. He went 9 of 11 from the field. He did miss some easy ones too by mistiming it or thinking he got enough jump to get up and just put it back in the basket. But other than that, just good finishers and fast ones too. He missed his only 3-pointer. And he also went 4 of 8 from the free throw line, but he had 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. He's going to try to meet you at the rim or meet you by the rim and make a play on the ball. And it ended up working out for him in this one. 10 offensive rebounds. He was crashing that glass like crazy. Even when it mattered the most and throughout the game, he was playing with a lot of effort and a lot of energy throughout the entire game and never really played soft or never really even tried to play down. He was really hard working and really active in this entire game. Three personal fouls in the +6 and plus minus, and then Dante DiVincenzo, 31 minutes, he had 9 points. He went 3 of 5 from the field. It was all threes. You leave him open, either he's going to drive, pass it, or knock it down. And sometimes he hurt you in transition, and he didn't do that in this one, but he does sometimes. 5 rebounds for him, 9 assists. Just did a good job of moving the ball, attacking the right way, and keeping the ball pushing. In this one turnover, one steal. He did have 4 personal fouls and finished as a +19 and plus minus. And of course, Nas Reed, you have to give him his credit. He played 30 minutes and got 21 points. He went 4 of 8 from three. He's going to let it fly if you give him space or room. He also can drive and finish, and he also has some hook shots and stuff like that too. He's just a good, big, athletic body that just understands how to use that body to any advantage that he can gain, even if it's just shooting over somebody or just being more physical with the athleticism. 8 of 14 from the field, 4 of 8 from three, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Yes, he can use his body for defensive things too, and he did that tonight, and that's always great to see. 1 offensive rebound, 1 personal foul, and he was a +12 and plus minus. Behringer played 4 minutes. He only had 2 points because he made his only shot, but he also had 2 blocks, and that was needed in this one. 1 personal foul in the -4 and plus minus. And Desumu, you wanted him to do a little bit more out of this one too. Played 27 minutes. He only had 5 points because he went 2 of 9 from the field and 1 of 5 from three. But, he still had 2 rebounds and 3 assists, no turnovers, 3 personal fouls, and was a +2 and plus minus. I will probably qualify this one as a bad one from him. He can play better. He can do more. He has shown that even as a Timberwolves, and we just need to see him do it more. And if he has a bigger game, they can be a lot more dangerous in the future. And then Bones Highland, he went 1 of 2 from three, 1 of 3 from the field, and had 3 points in 15 minutes. He also grabbed 4 boards and had 2 assists and no turnovers. He also had 1 personal foul and was a -6 and plus minus. And the bench did what they could, but it kept them in the game and kept them in the lead. Every time the Mavericks was approaching to take it, they made it a little bit more of a fight to be able to score than the Mavericks did for them. But the Timberwolves also shot 100 shots, and they made 47% of them, while the Mavericks shot 97 and made 42% of them. 25 threes taken by the Mavericks, 32%. 42 threes taken by the Timberwolves, 38%. 29 free throws taken by the Mavericks, 72%. 19 free throws taken by the Timberwolves, 63%. 54 rebounds by the Timberwolves, 46 by the Mavericks. 28 assists by the Timberwolves, 22 by the Mavericks. 18 turnovers by the Timberwolves, 12 by the Mavericks. 7 steals by the Timberwolves, 11 by the Mavericks. And then 8 blocks by the Timberwolves, 4 by the Mavericks. 17 offensive rebounds by the Timberwolves, 15 by the Mavericks. 37 defensive rebounds by the Timberwolves, 31 by the Mavericks. And then 22 personal fouls by the Timberwolves and 18 by the Mavericks. At the end of the day, the Minnesota Timberwolves did outplay them in the more important categories like efficiency, and then also getting a lot of rebounds and passing the ball and scoring in isolation better than the Mavericks. And then on top of that, the Mavericks, they kept trying to find a way to score. So the free throw line really helped them out, shooting 10 more free throws than the Timberwolves, and they making a better percentage than the Timberwolves. But it didn't really matter much as the Timberwolves was able to finish them off and get the win by double figures. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today with more analysis, hopefully.